Dave O'Sullivan here, the current England Rugby League physiotherapist. Now, I set up the Go-To Physio site to help therapists from all over the world start to look at the person in front of them rather than just looking at the site of pain, giving some maybe strengthening exercises and sending the patient on their way. Because I got frustrated very, very quickly with that approach that I was taught in university. When I first started in 2008 working with the Leeds Rhinos, straight from university, I learned the hard way very, very quickly that just looking at the site of the pain is a very, very limited approach. So over the past 10 plus years, I've developed a structured step-by-step system that's given me the confidence and clarity to not only keep a patient adhered to every single session, both in private practice and pro sport, but also be very comfortable offering prognoses to coaches, to athletes, to private practice patients about when they're safe to return to their sporting or everyday life. But not only that, we focus first and foremost on the person and not the site of pain. And when you can do that, you then are able to have an ability to design a bespoke treatment, but also rehab plan. And the biggest mistake that I see therapists make these days is we're spending far too much time with our hands-on. Hands-on treatment can be very, very helpful and beneficial, but the one thing that differentiates the top therapists that I've worked with is being able to take that person from the bed and implement a step-by-step graded exposure treatment plan and rehab plan that ultimately complements the hands-on treatment. So the Go-To Physio website, it's got lots of resources. If you're ready to accelerate your journey, I've got the Go-To Therapist Mentorship Program. That's a 90-day fast-track program where you work with myself and my team intensely so that we develop and implement a structured step-by-step plan for you so that you're comfortable treating lumbar spine, cervical spine, peripheral injuries, shoulders, necks, wrists, elbows, you name it. Because in professional rugby league and rugby union that I've had to work in the past 10 years, I've been fortunate enough in some respects to have seen some of the worst and most complex injuries. So the approach at the Pro Sport Academy and the Go-To Therapist Mentorship is to look at the body as a whole. So we treat every person, we see the person as a whole. So if you're ready to get started on the 12-week journey to really accelerate your progress, then click on the mentorship button below. If you're not quite ready for the Go-To Therapist Mentorship, then please feel free to start by picking up a copy of my book, The Go-To Physio. So that's a book that I wrote especially for therapists who want to gain an understanding of how I look at the body as a whole, where I outlay in depth my 12 steps that I use with every athlete, but also every patient in my private practice in Huddersfield. So if you want a copy of the book, click on the book tab. I also offer a one-day course, an introductory course for return to play, where you can start to get your structure put in place. So if you're interested in maybe attending that, then click on the return to play course. That's very limited availability. We only do a small number of these each year because the majority of my focus is inside my own Go-To Therapist Mentorship, where I give my undivided attention to those therapists inside my own mentorship group. Or if you're not quite ready to take that step, then there's loads of other resources. We've got the Go-To Physio show, we've got the Go-To Physio podcast. You'll find those there, as well as a free PDF called the Patient Adherence Checklist, where in that checklist I give you the 7 things that you really need to be hitting with each patient so that you can keep them adhered, and also for you to keep focus so that you can get that patient the meaningful results. At the Pro Sport Academy, at the go-to-physio.com, I want you to know one thing about me, and that is everything I teach, everything that's included in the Go-To Therapist Mentorship, you are able to implement the very next day. Everything I teach is the stuff that I'm using day in, day out with world-class athletes, whether that's golfers, footballers, rugby league, rugby union players, world superbike champions, you name it. Every single athlete, we look at the person and we don't worry too much about the symptoms. Okay, we obviously need our foundation. We need to understand that there's a story there with that patient, and their past medical history combined with what's going on in their lives and where they want to get back to is critical. So no two patients with the same symptoms are the same. So if you'd like to start your journey or continue or accelerate your journey looking at the person rather than just the site of pain, then please feel free to start your journey with us. We'd love to have you on board. There's no egos inside the Go-To Therapist Mentorship. It's just a group of therapists, myself included, who are striving for clinical excellence, who want to make meaningful impacts on every patient's lives, that want to give them back an ability to do things that they didn't think were possible again. But not only that, we want to build resilience. Thanks for visiting, and I'll speak to you soon.